Hi everyone, I am M.Yogadharani, working assistant professor in Department of Computer Science Engineering. Today we are going to see about essence of Indian traditional knowledge, and the topic is indigenous knowledge. So, indigenous knowledge, the term indigenous defined according to UN as group of people whose social, cultural, and economic conditions distinguish them from other sections of the national communities, and whose status is regulated wholly or partially by their own customs or traditional or by special laws or regulations. People in independent countries who are regarded as indigenous or considered as a descendant people who inhabited a geographical region to which belongs at the time of colonization or the establishment of a present state boundaries. Considering the diversity of the indigenous people, an official definition of indigenous has not been adopted by any UN system body. Instead, the system has developed a modern understanding of this term based on the following criteria: historical continuity with the pre-colonial or pre-settler society, strong link to terrorist and territories and surrounding natural resources, distinct social, economic, and political systems, distinct language and cultural beliefs from a non-dominant group of society, resolved to maintain and reproduce their ancestral environment and system as distinctive people and communities. And then the term indigenous has prevailed as a generic term for many years. In some countries, there may be preference for other terms, including tribes, first people or nations, aboriginals, ethnic groups, Adivasi, geographical terms like hunter, peasants, hill people, etc. In many cases, the term indigenous has a mm, negative connotations, and some nations may choose not to reveal or define their origin as indigenous. Then characteristics of indigenous or traditional knowledge as mm, it is dynamic, systematic, and universal in principle. It is unwritten and known through the oral tradition. It is practical common sense based on teaching and experience passed on from generation to generation. It is holistic. Uh, it cannot be written, and it is rooted in the spiritual health, cultural, and language of the people. It sets out the rule governing the use of resources, respect, and an obligation to share. It is dynamic, cumulative, and stable. It is a way of life. Wisdom is using knowledge in good ways. It is using the heart and the head together. It comes from the spirit in order to survive. It gives creditability to people. It is based on experience acquired from observation over time. It is argued that it may be most useful for local scale decision making. It can show an understanding of the complex relations between these individuals, components, and the dynamic ecosystem within which they act. It is frequently linked with the sustainable use of local resources. It describes the health of local environment, wildlife, etc., promotes the consideration of the relationship between human and biological system. It often describes these symbiotic relations and provides the basics for a life sustaining decision about how to relate to the environment. Why IK is important? It provides problem solving strategies for local communities, especially for the poor, and local and traditional knowledge, and the other to be considered as local knowledge. And then local knowledge is a collection of facts and relates to the entire system of concepts, beliefs, and perceptions that people hold about the world around them. This includes the way people observe and measuring their surroundings, how they solve problems, and validate new information. It includes the processes whereby knowledge is generated, stored, and applied and transmitted to others. And then traditional knowledge implies that people living in rural areas or isolated from the rest of the world, and that their knowledge systems are statistic and do not interact with the other knowledge systems. Traditional ecological knowledge is indigenous or local knowledge and is the body of knowledge or a natural history built by a group of people through a generation of living in close contact with nature, which through trial and error they have developed an understanding of the ecosystem in which they lived. Traditional ecological knowledge includes a system of classification, a set of empirical observation about the local ecology, and a system of self-management and that governs resources use such as fishing, hunting, trapping, etc. Then ecology is the study of local or native people's interaction with the environment in which they live and work, including their perceptions, use and management and knowledge. Subdisciplines of ecology includes uh, entobiology, enthobotany, enthozoology, and enthopharmacology. Thank you.